What's up, everyone? It's a bright sunny day here in Lake Forest, California. We are back at the job site at the second story addition. Rather than a recap or maybe an informative video, today I wanted to give you the chance to be right here on site when our concrete gets poured for our first set of underpinnings. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can be made aware of the next time we drop a video where we walk you through this process of a second story addition. Can't wait to pour some concrete. Truck should be here any minute. So this right here, this here is called a footer. Every slab on grade, foundation has about 4 inches of concrete, reinforced concrete. It's got rebar inside of it. So it looks like this right here. This is rebar, and it goes through the concrete in your house. At the exterior of the home is a deeper, thicker footer. Basically, they dig a trench kind of around the slab and they fill it in so that there's more support at that particular area because the weight of the roof slopes down to all the exterior walls. Usually there's some footers inside the house too. Just the engineers determine where in the house that the footers are needed. And so, there's footers there. So because we're adding a second story on top of this house, we're gonna be adding more weight to the top of the house. They want us to reinforce the footers. So we've exposed and excavated around the footer here. We've dug underneath the footer, and we've also filled this whole excavation here with rebar. The rebar patterns here are dictated by the plans. And also you can see that we've tied in to the existing footings with epoxy. Epoxy is like a construction material that comes out like wet and runny. And whenever it's activated, it hardens. And it hardens so hard that it basically is like concrete itself. It makes the rebar tie into the concrete as if it was there from the beginning. That's important because what this does is it makes the new underpinning and the existing footing like one piece of concrete. So essentially we are strengthening the footers around this house to get it ready for the additional weight that we're adding. And just so you can get a closer look of what's happening here, if you look at the bottom of that hole, we have rebar that is kind of crisscrossing in like a tic-tac-toe type pattern. And that creates kind of a solid base. Then what happens is that rebar is tied into the ones that come up and go into the slab. So if you look at this piece right here, this piece is epoxied into the slab, it's bent down, and it's tied into the ones at the bottom. And also you can see there's horizontal ones that kind of create like a cage. So essentially what we're doing is we want there to be rebar running all throughout this underpinning, and that's gonna strengthen the concrete and make sure that what we pour doesn't like immediately crack or break under pressure. This rebar reinforcement is essentially what's making that concrete just exponentially stronger than it would be without it. Now, yesterday we had the city inspector come, and he came through and he checked off all the excavations that we'll be pouring today. There's more excavations that need to be done, but in the interest of maintaining the structural stability of the house right now, we can only excavate underneath existing footing 8 feet in length, 8 linear feet. If there's any underpinning that needs to be done that's over 8 linear feet, is we're gonna essentially pour half of it. We're gonna pour just 8 linear feet of concrete. We're gonna block off the rest of the excavation. And then after that concrete cures, we're now able to dig underneath and excavate more. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to maintain the stability of the structure as a whole when we do these underpinnings. One thing I'll point out here is that we have certain sections that got approved to get poured and certain ones that we need a little bit more work on. So the rebar here was signed off on by the city, but we hadn't finished the excavation over on the other side. But what we did is we bulkheaded the trench so that we can fill up this side with concrete and we don't have to worry about it going to the other side. So there's a couple sections where we have more excavated, but we have it blocked off in order to only fill up what's been signed off on. Now there is something that I do not want in my concrete. Crisis averted. So here we can see that bulkhead holding back that concrete. So right on the other side of it, we've got the pour, and we're screwing it off by hand right now. And then this bulkhead here is what's keeping the concrete from coming into this excavation, which needs to have rebar put in it still. Now we did leave 2 feet of rebar sticking out right now because that's the required lap, meaning that when we add rebar to this and extend it out, it has to cross over the old rebar that we had initially put in. So it needs a 2 feet overlap from existing to new rebar. And this is all new footing here that we'll be adding walls to. So whereas the other ones are underpinned, this is going to be new footing here. So this is going to be getting rebar inspection, and then we'll be pouring concrete in this next week. Just a quick breakdown of what's happening here. So the concrete is delivered in this truck from the facility that mixes it. Basically, we ask for it at a particular slump, so meaning a certain mixture of water and material. And then because we can't pump directly into our footings, our underpinnings, we have to have this pump truck come out. The concrete goes directly into this chamber here, which then pumps it out through this hose out to wherever we need it. It's a pretty heavy duty hose. It's got sections that lock together. We can get concrete to anywhere on the job site. Well, that's pretty much a wrap for us today. We were able to get 2 pump trucks in. We were able to fill all of the excavations that we got approved by the city, and everything went relatively smoothly. Our bulkheads held up to make sure that the sections we didn't want concrete in stayed dry. And on top of that, we were able to do it in a timely manner. There's only about 15-20 minutes of downtime between the 2 trucks that came, which just means that this was all in all a pretty successful day. The concrete went where we wanted it to go. It didn't go where we didn't want it to go, and everybody stayed safe. All in all, we're very happy with how it went today, and I want to thank you for joining us for the first underpinning concrete pour. We're going to do our next one in about a week, so hopefully see you then. Thanks so much.